me double check that things are working before I get going here. So I'll pull that over, pull this thing over, and this thing. Yeah, I worked out my private key stuff, so that was hilarious from my last stream. Yeah, Glamour CSS selectors. So before I actually start into downshift stuff, I just wanted to deal with something here really quick. So this is actually a really interesting use case, and one of the benefits of Glamour, let's see, active. Yeah, one of the benefits of Glamour or Glamorous is that it merges all Glamour styles. And so I'm going to, yeah, okay. So here we're saying if it's active, then apply the active class name. But when that gets assigned to this item, then it's going to also generate a class name for this. Well, it'll get the, CSS from that, and then it'll apply the, it'll merge them together. Anyway, so I'm going to explain that in this comment to explain what's going on. Hi, good mind. Here, I'm going to pause this thing here. So you've come across a situation that not many see as, or see. The thing is that it's difficult to be deterministic if we apply more than one class name to an element. How do conflicts get resolved? So Glamorous will merge the styles of all Glamour generated class names. So when you do this, that would resolve theoretically to something like this, and that's going to be CSS some 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Glamorous will merge them, will make it so Glamour merges those together into a single class name, so conflicts are resolved in the order you expect, last winning. So yeah, thanks Robin, but what I do is I actually do a backtick and JS, and then it automatically fills. I'm using this thing called a text expander, so I save even more characters, mwahaha. But thanks for the fun fact. So just in case you're not seeing that, you can actually do that. That works too. Yeah, okay. So to get around your issue, I suggest you do this. You could do this. There are several things you could do. We'll just do that. And in this case, let's see, we'd probably do an array actually. So I think this will work. Active class name. Realize that that can be a little annoying, but normally you want to avoid nesting. Normally I don't compose my styles quite like that anyway. I would probably write this like, oh, let's see. Oh, the nested component. Yeah. But normally this okay. If you'd like, I think having an example on the examples page. Oh, not RC. Okay, I gotta get rid of all those RCs now that we're actually released. Would be really helpful here, I think. Smile. There's not much we're to do in this case, so sorry about that. Good luck. Syntax error. Oh, well, let me fix that real quick. Thanks, sir or madam. Oh, it's Robin. Thank you, sir. And we'll just fix his too, just because we're nice. Okay, great. Okay, just wanted to get that done. So now we can move on to downshift. See, those are the open pull requests. I did get this thing implemented and closed. So let's see. Preact. I'm going to close this in favor of number 4. Also, we have in fact switched to React children.only children. Okay, neat. So now, just got a couple. So got to figure out create React app. Actually, anybody watching, yeah, I do have an add-on. It's called Refined GitHub. You can find it and it's great. Do I drive a manual? I don't drive a manual. My car is not a manual. Nope. I did in high school, but yeah, not anymore. If somebody wants to help out with this, this would actually be great. Somebody. Yeah, seriously, Sindri Soros, that guy, so cool. But that issue, this issue right here, fine-tune Babel config. This is if you try to build React Autocompletely, or haha, it's not React Autocompletely anymore. But if you try to build downshift with create React app, so you like import it. You don't even have to use it, just import it. And then run the build, then you're going to get an error indicating something's busted, and I'm not sure what's up. So if anybody wants to look at that and report back, that would be sweet. That would be so cool. I would appreciate that, because I definitely want this to work in Create React App for sure. Okay, so what I need left after that is accessibility and contributing to tests. Supporting Preact out of the box would also be super awesome. If anybody wants to take this and run with it, there's, I thought there was a, yeah. Well, that's actually sort of something, yeah, I don't know. You maybe be able to base your stuff off of this, and I don't know. Yeah, this is kind of outdated, so maybe use it for inspiration or something. In any case, that's something I want to do before 1.0, and then the accessibility feedback. So that's what I'm going to work on now, is this feedback from Marcy. She gave some great feedback. The input needs a label, as a placeholder isn't reliable. Assistive, you should use unique ARIA label or add a label. So we kind of dealt with that. Progress update. We've added a get label props to encourage people to use a label, which will, oh, I've got an interview in about an hour, so I'm only going to be on this for a little bit. Oh, I should probably actually add a notification for myself so I don't forget. Excuse me. I'm gonna alert 15 minutes before. So I'll wrap this up 15 minutes before. So I got 45 minutes. We'll have the proper for prop and generate, or and an ID prop for the input. I'll be working on item is selected. Same thing. Okay, so I'll work on the false no results status message. Thanks. And then what I'm going to do is I'll edit this and do that's done. And that one is not done. And this one is not done. There we go. Now we got checkboxes. Neat. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Robin. Okay, cool. So let's oh, that was funny. Okay, cool. Sorry, got distracted for a second. Twitter does that to me. It is like a disease. Okay, so let's make sure we can reproduce this problem. I'm going to look at this. Okay, so it will be appended to the bottom of the body. And then I go down and there it appears. Actually, I want the controlled one so I can just toggle the menu open. Okay. There we go. There's my status thing. Okay, so it's saying no results right here, and that it should not be saying that. So when the menu goes away, it should update to just be empty. That's one thing. Update status. So right now we are updating the status in component.update. So we'll just, or this .state.isOpen is not equal to previous state.isOpen. And yeah, so if it changes whether it's open, okay, and it should so our get accessibility status message, if there's no result count, we're going to also add is open in here. If it's not open, then return nothing. And then here we're going to call with is open. Quite honestly, I'm thinking that we'll just call this. No, I'll just do as is. Really, yeah, it'll be fine. So let's do this. Highlighted index. Here, we'll just call it with all the state. Yeah, const state equals get the state, and we'll spread the state. You know what? I'm just going to simplify this even further. What we're going to do is we'll say, yeah, because get item from index is exposed. Yes, it is. So we can just do that. We're going to do this dot get controller state and helpers. And then in here, instead of results count and highlighted, well, we get highlighted item does not come either. Does get value come along? Nope. But that's okay because they provide us the get value. So we'll just forward it. Actually, we'll expose it here. That would be confusing. No. We'll just add it. We'll add it. It's kind of a little helper. Get value, this dot get value. I'm actually thinking about getting rid of get value. When I'm all finished with everything, before I start writing the tests, then I'm going to look at the API and think what can we get rid of, because I think we can get rid of quite a bit. Okay, so we have get value, result count. Now I can't remember what I removed, how I calculated stuff, so just going to look at my diff really quick. Oh, let's save that so I get a diff. So result count was this dot items dot length. I guess that's another thing I'll need to provide. Result count, and we are going to pass the highlighted item. Yeah, so we pretty much all the same stuff. Result count, this dot items dot length, and yeah, cool. So then if it's not open, we return just nothing. So let's see that work. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to, because I don't want to have to look at the DOM thing, we're going to set status div inner HTML. Just console log that. We'll leave that open, get rid of that. Just clean up a little bit. Okay, so I toggle menu open. Okay. So right there it's saying, it's showing all my results. Highlighted highlighted item is not coming back. I think that's because we're not exposing that. So let me expose that again. Yeah, this is kind of silly. Highlighted item. How did I get that before? This. Oh, see. Const item. Here, we'll just copy paste this. We do expose highlighted index, right? Maybe. Yes. No. Wait, what? There it is. Okay, cool. So, we're going to get state and helpers. I don't want to expose state and helpers, just the state. So we'll say const state equals this dot get state, and then say state dot that thing, and item will be the value. And you know what? We're going to change this to highlighted value. Yeah. Okay, hold on a second. In here, we're having a lot of confusion between value and item. So here we're calling it a value, so that's what we'll call it. It's a highlighted value. Yep, that's what it's going to be called, highlighted value. Then we spread the rest of the state across. Yep, okay, cool. So instead of highlighted item, this is going to be highlighted value. I need to go and update a bunch of names around too, because it is quite confusing. Okay, so I'm going to create that really quick, toggle this. Okay, black, red, green, excellent. Okay, cool. And in here, I'm going to say filter Boolean. So anything that's falsy will get filtered out. So it'll just get emptied instead of having another div. So open it, and we toggle it closed, and it's empty. Emptied out. Okay, very good. Okay, cool. And I think that was a little bit of a distraction from the actual problem. When an item is selected, it should say what is selected. So if it's not open, then we'll say if selected item, or right, selected value. Yeah, see, it's confusing. Yeah, but this is coming from our state. So let's just make sure selected value. So if there is a selected value, then we'll return get value from the selected value. Otherwise, we'll return nothing. Okay? And it's getting a little complex here, but I think that's okay. Okay, so toggle it open. Oops. Toggle it open. Oh, did I remove that console log? I did. And it takes forever to rebuild. Okay, I gotta stand. I also need a drink of water if anybody wants to. No, just kidding. I'll grab one in a little bit. Maybe. Okay. So I toggle this open, I mouse over, and I'm getting those things. and then I toggle it closed and it gets unset. I toggle it open again, and it should be telling me how many results when it's toggled open. So let's make that happen. If it's not open, well, there should be a result count. That's interesting. You know what? I'm probably not updating the status. I guess I should update the status always, right? No. Just got a work message. I'll keep an eye on that, see if there's anything I could do to help. So wait. Here's where things get, where this to-do comes into play. So, let's see, we'll do const state equals this dot get state. And this will be newest props. I'm gonna make a get state for, oops, get state for state key, and it's gonna just do this. We'll just do key. Then I'm just going to simplify this a little bit. Get state for key. And this will be a this dot. Returns the state for the given key, whether that state is given as a prop or control managed internally. I like controlled. Okay, we've got string, the key to get, I don't know, it is what it is. And we're going to return anything. All right, the key to get the state, key of state. I don't know. Sometimes I hate JSDoc. And we're going to return the state value. Okay, so then down in here, in the component did update, we can get state for specific things. I think that get state for function needs to accept a couple more parameters. It needs the props and the state. There we go. Because yeah, I actually busted it. Yeah, because I need state to merge is the state. This dot props and state to merge. Okay, so param object props to get the state from, and a param for the object state to get the state from. If it's controlled, if it's uncontrolled. defaults to this.state, defaults to this.props. Okay, and then we can get rid of this and these. Okay, cool. And then let's see, get state 4, and the state we want is highlighted index, the previous props and previous state. So previous highlighted index, current highlighted index. And actually we want to do this for every so we basically want to know, did state change, I guess? But this couldn't have re-rendered anyway. I'm trying to think. I think I just always want to update the status. Let's just try that real quick. And let it rebuild, and it takes forever. Okay, so I toggle it open, I get my results. I toggle it closed, it gets unset. Toggle it open, I get my results. I hover over. Okay, I select one, and it says one result is available. Oh, yeah, that's because, yeah. So if I do that, green. Okay, well, this is kind of a funny controlled component. Let's go to basic here. There are two results available. Green, select it. Green. Okay, what did she say? Does it, when an item is selected, it says no result, it should say which item is selected. Okay. Yeah, it does. That's what it does. One result. So when I'm changing things, if there's something highlighted, then that's what wins. But in a case when I've actually made a change typing and the filter gets smaller, I actually don't want to say what is highlighted now. I actually want to say how many results there are. And so I need to distinguish between when the last action was highlighting something versus changing the number of results. So basically, if the results changed, then I want to show the number of results. Otherwise, I can show the one that's highlighted. Okay, so I want basically a previous result count. Yep. This is kind of tricky because with a synchronous render, it's really easy. I just say like before render, then reset it to, like, this is what I do. Say before render, we reset the items to an empty array. And then as you this dot items dot push, as you call get item props, it pushes items onto the array. But things are going to get kind of funny when you're doing asynchronous stuff. And if you re-render, no, that'll be fine. Yeah, that'll work fine. Because you'll re-render and you'll call that function again and it'll get added again. That's fine. Okay. But anytime that the items change, then I need to update the status. This one's a tricky one. So I could have like a this dot add item that will update the status on add. I actually had this for a little while. Okay, add item index value this dot items dot push index value and remove item. Oh, we don't need to remove items actually, because that gets handled on a re-render. And this is actually why we debounce update status, so that like you're going to add a bunch of items every 200 milliseconds. It will wait 200 milliseconds before updating. So maybe though, we should wait longer for the case of adding items, because if you're doing it asynchronously, it's going to be a lot of updates. Update status for item added, debounce. This dot update status, I guess, and we'll just do 500 milliseconds. And then it'll debounce another 200. It's kind of weird. I think we'll deal with that problem when it becomes a problem. This dot update status. But we need to know that the change was from adding items rather than the user like keying down or something, or hovering over something. So could do a type thing. I don't like the type idea, but could do that. Could also store a previous. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Previous results count. We want to do const result count changed equals result count is not equal to this dot previous result count. So if there's no result count, we say no results. Else if the result count changed, then actually we'll just do the same thing. there's no highlighted value or the result count changed. Yeah. Okay, I think that'll do it. Come on, HMR. Cannot previous not extensible. What? Oh, because this is on default props. Okay, here, we'll do this. Previous result count. Say this dot previous result count equals and we'll actually initialize that. Let's go up here to other places. 0. Okay. Result count is this times length. There we go. Okay. Boy, my computer is really having a hard time right now. I'm not sure what, maybe, oh yeah, last time it was because of Slack. Goodbye, Slack. That should hopefully speed things up a little bit. Okay. Here, ink. I could do with a little bit more room, but not like that. I don't want you there. That's perfect. Okay, so we'll clear this out. Down. 6 results available. Beep, beep. Okay, I can't remember exactly what problem we were having before, but it seems to be working now. Let me go back to the controlled input. Get rid of all these. Toggle the menu. Yeah, it seems to be working. I select one. And now, oh, here we go. One result available. Yeah. Okay, I just need to fix that demo because it's freaking me out. Controlled. So on select we want is open to be this dot state dot selected color is equal to changes selected value. So we want it to stay open until the value changes. Okay, I think that'll work. So we'll toggle it open. Whoop. Not equal. this logic? What is wrong? Okay, so when I select, let's do changes and this dot state. Boy, I sure wish HMR wasn't so slow. Sean Larkin. Just kidding. So we open it up. I'll just clear that out. I go here. And I select one. A bunch of things happen all at once. So selected value gets to be green. Selected colors, nothing. Selected colors, nothing again. That's interesting. I guess that makes sense. That makes sense. This change handler gets called with onChange. So we're going to split these out. State change handler. And here okay, let's see what happens there. So I do this. Oop. Choose something. Changes. I have ESLint disabled for lots of things in the examples. I should probably change that because it is handy. Grr. So what's happening here is the state change handler is called after the change handler. So now I'm wondering, which should it be? I think I want to make it state on state change. That will fix my use case, and honestly right now mine's the only one that matters, and I can't think of a real good justification for why it should be any other way, so it's just what we're gonna do. So I'll open it, choose one, it closes. Open it. Okay, so now the whole reason why we're here, open it, there's 6 results, highlight black, choose it, it should say black. Yes. Awesome. Okay, that's fixed the bug. Made it easy to integrate that. So let's look at what basic does. Key down, 6 results, highlight red, click red, it says red. Perfect. Okay, cool. I think I got that. So that's good because I've got about 20 minutes before Tyler McGinnis shows up. He's going to interview me for a new podcast. I'm not sure I'm supposed to say that, but he's starting a podcast. I'm going to be the first one. Okay, so here, let me show you the git diff, but not my GitHub token. Gonna check out a new branch called PR A11Y fixes. Oh, actually, I guess we'll find this out during the git diff. But one thing I know I'm gonna need to, well, actually, hold on. One other thing I know I'm gonna need to do is let's see if we can refactor this a little bit to be simpler. Nope. So we're gonna say ESLint, next line, disable complexity. Honestly, should probably just remove that rule or something, or increase it to something high. The more I use my custom ESLint stuff, the more I'm convinced that I don't need to be as strict as I am. Okay, so we changed that a fair amount to fix the problem. We changed the API, so it used to just give you the result count and highlighted item and get value. Now highlighted item is actually highlighted value, which is a good change. We also pass you the state. Wherever that state's coming from, we give that to you. We keep track of the previous result count and we give that to you. We don't, I did this big refactoring stuff, but I want to change it back because I don't need that anymore. So we'll change that. Oops. It is there. Get rid of this. And okay. We moved that down. We created this add item thing, but I don't need that. So that's good. Just refactor that a little bit. We always update the status. And yeah, that makes sense. And yeah, okay, we refactored our example. Coolio. So let's update the docs to handle these changes. So get rid of these things, also get rid of that. Readme, get a11y message. So you get the result count, previous result count. Here, actually, what did I do for the children? I'm going to just format this because I do this thing. Why do I do this? I don't know. Okay, and I'm going to generate the table from this markdown tables handy thing. And I'll just do something like that, right? So yeah, what do we give you? Calling this function with get value function that takes any. The get value function for getting the string value from one of the options based on C props. That's just a convenience, but it's pretty convenient, so that's why we have it. Result count. This is a number. The total results showing in the drop down. Previous result count number, the total results showing in the drop down the last time the status was updated, and highlighted value, the value of the highlighted result or item. I'm going to change the vernacular to items. And then we pass along all the state. So let's see our state in our constructor here, the highlighted index. And that, whoops, that's going to be a number, the currently highlighted index, or that could be null. The input value, the current input value, I think that's pretty clear, is open. It's going to be a Boolean. The is open state, and selected value, and that can be anything currently selected, or the value of the currently selected item. Okay, cool. We'll copy that, come back in here, and the object you are passed has the following properties. Passed to generate your status message. And let's get that same handy link. This tool is really cool because you can copy the markdown and load it in, say file, load table. You just, oh, whoops, is file import? No, hold on. Paste, there we go. You just paste it in. It's very cool. Okay, so, yeah, so that's the docs. Let's just make sure one more time. Okay, we've got our docs. They've been formatted and stuff. If it's not open and there's a selected value, then we say what the selected value is. Otherwise, we don't say anything. Then we determine, we can shorten that up and not hurt readability at all. Oh, you know what? I kind of liked it the way it was before. So if there isn't a result count, then there are no results. Oh, let's make sure that still works. Oh, come on. Oh, I removed the console log. That explains it. Yeah, no results. That still works. Okay, good. Cool. Okay. Well, here, actually, let's just one other thing, just to be doubly sure. Well, it just takes so long to do the rebuild. That just drives me bonkers. Okay, so we select something. It's blue. It says blue. And then we get 6 results. Foo. No results. Cool. Okay. I think we're good with that. So here, let's do this thing again. Okay. Yeah, we moved that. I think that's okay. Spread the state, update the previous. Always run it. Filter things out. Oh, you know what we should do? One last thing. Just to make sure the screen reader is good, even though it's sometimes kind of hard to use. Okay. Yeah, I think that we're good. I think we are good. So, excellent. Let's add this, commit, or here we'll do our git hooks. Let me go find that, this thing. I probably better hurry. I need to review the questions that Tyler sent me ahead of time. Okay, random colors are sometimes really weird. There we go, that's a little bit better. Nope. Okay. Feature or fix accessibility. Improve. Get A11Y status message. Ref. Yeah. Okay, we'll push that. I'll make my pull request, and then we'll be done for the day, maybe. Unfortunately, I really wanted to get things done, start testing. Fixes some things in the default implementation of get A11Y status message. Why? So the default is more accessible. Magic. So docs are done. NA on test, it's ready to be merged. And NA on that. Okay. I'm going to just add a comment here. As I was working with things, it seemed to me to be a bit better to have this happen after on state change, because on state change happens all the time, so I felt it better to have on change when in the event of a state change conflict for the user, because it comes second. Okay. Turns out we want to update the status of the state anytime there's an update to the state. I don't care to have empty strings as the status. This is so now when you select the value, the controller, the user of the downshift component will close the menu, which is neat. Okay, add that comment. And yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'll come back here. I'll ask him to review it. That would be nice. And when I come back in probably an hour, I'll probably be toward the end of the day, so I won't stream again. So yeah, thanks everyone for helping me keep on task. I got something finished, and that's always nice. All that's left is, let's see what is left. Let's look at our milestone, 1.0.0. Yeah, if somebody wants to look at this, fine-tune the Babel config, all this is let's like do whatever it takes to make this work with Create React app. So I don't think it has anything to do with the Babel config, personally. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah. And then Preact, I'll have to figure something out there. But then the accessibility thing, we have just one more, which Travis said he was going to do, so hopefully we get that done, and then I can start writing tests. Okay, wish me luck. Thanks everybody, that was fun. I'll see you all around. Bye.